Welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV. Tottenham 4, Sheffield United 0. I'm joined by Josh Bailey. Josh, how are you, mate? You all good?
Oh, I am absolutely fantastic, mate. After that result, I couldn't be better. 100%.
Good. What did you make of the performance tonight then?
It was, I feel like the difference in quality shone through. I feel like it was because of our quality in the attack and the midfield is why we won that game. We were a lot better going forward and transitionally, but I feel like it was because of our difference in quality, Bale, Kane, Son, compared to what they had is why we won that game.
Yeah, I think pretty much on the nail in the head when you're comparing the quality that we had in attack, especially compared to what they had in attack. The result isn't really a surprise. I thought there were some good individual performances. Serge Aurier at right back and Reguilon much improved at left back. What did you make of the fullbacks then? Because they've obviously been not great recently. So what did you make of them today?
The fullbacks are very key, especially coming up against Sheffield United. You need them to be on top performance with the five at the back and their wing backs. And Aurier was fantastic today. I feel like this season as well, he's been a lot better than what he was last season. A lot better. I think it's probably one of his best seasons in a Tottenham shirt, maybe the best. Yeah. And today was really peak Aurier today. He really got down well, took one-on-ones. And that pass to Bale was so underrated. To have like the right speed on it, the right weight, and it was perfect for Bale to just hit. And Reguilon as well, he needed today's performance. He was real confident today. I feel that's the key for Reguilon today was confidence. He was amazing before he got that injury. I feel like it hit him a bit, lost a bit of confidence. And today he was getting on the ball. He was great to positionally to have in defence. And he was just getting forward. He was confident. He wanted to pick up the ball and make those runs and on and off of it. And both of them were amazing today. And they were a massive part of why we won.
Yeah, no, I agree. The thing on Aurier is like, whilst you're right in terms of it could well be his best season at Tottenham and also his last. I still think that it sums up how that this could be his best season. I still don't think he's been great. I still think he's cost us more than he's won us games. And I still think you look at last Sundays as a prime example of today and last Sundays, Serge Aurier summed up in a nutshell, to be honest. Poor for the majority of last weekend, cost us the cup final with the mistake for the free kick, was getting done by Sterling all game. And then tonight he was utterly brilliant. So it sort of sums him up. One week he's dreadful, the next week he's brilliant. So I think that's what sums up his Tottenham career.
I feel like it says a lot as well with the fact that he's been good this season, we can all say, but again, he's not at the level we need him to be. I feel like this says a lot about Serge Aurier when we can sit there and say he's had a good season, but he's still not at the level we need him to be. Like I would love a new right back next season. We need a new right back. Yet this has been his best season, which says a lot about him as a player. And like you said, last weekend summed him up. He's done that time and time again this season. How many points he's cost us where he's just done a needless tackle? And I don't know about you, but I said they were going to score from it. You could just write it.
Oh, yeah.
Right in the corner, makes a needless tackle. And it was written in the stars.
I agree. I said to my mate last week, I said they're going to. This was around the 75th minute. I said they're going to score in the 82nd, and they did. And I knew they were going to score from that free kick. But look, on today's game, Dele, I thought Dele came into the team. I thought he did an okay job. What did you make of Dele's performance?
I feel like match fitness showed and his sharpness showed today. I feel like he's not quite there, but he looked happier and he looked more confident. He was the happiest I've seen him play, and I feel like he is a player that when you can tell when he's doing these tricks, when he's doing these tricks and skills and being a bit cheeky in his play. I feel like that's because he's confident, he's happy now, but he's still not at that level. He's still not there. And the second half, he wasn't as good, but the first half, he was picking up the ball, he was making runs, he was making things happen, and that was the Dele we want to see. But he was against Sheffield United, and I thought that was always going to happen. But you just need him to be sharper, and hopefully it's a turning corner. But I'm not sure if it will be. He's not been the same. Even under Pochettino, he wasn't the Dele we knew and loved. And I just don't know if a new manager is going to save him from that. And I know Levy's hell-bent on making sure he stays because he loves Dele, doesn't he? He's his little project. He's his little project. But I just don't know whether he's going to be at that level that we need him to be. Because even today, he was very hot and cold at times, especially in the second half. He wasn't nowhere near where we need him to be than he was in the first half.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd probably cash in on him in the summer. He's 25 now, and he's not, like you said, he's not the same Dele that he was. I said this at halftime. I don't want Dele picking the ball up 70 yards from goal in the left back position. That's not where you want Dele. Dele's best when he's as close to the goal as possible and not having any time to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, his demise came from Pochettino as when he started playing him a little bit deeper. And I don't know why he changed it. Like you said, his best Delhi is playing off the shot of Harry Kane, making those runs, which we saw a lot more of today as well, by the way. I noticed it with Alderweireld. He was pinging those balls in, happened a couple of times, and would have got a goal from Son if it wasn't offside. But like you said, you don't want him to be picking the ball up deep. And he did a lot of that under Pochettino towards the end. And that's not where is at his best. He's not that sort of player. And then under Mourinho, he started off like that, making the runs, the old Delhi, and he was brilliant. But then he starts dropping deep again, and he's not that player.
No, I completely agree with you. Josh, what are your thoughts today? Obviously, it's Tongi and Ndombele, the second game in a row. He's not been included. He's not come off the bench at all under Mason. He was dragged off after about an hour in the first game under Mason against Southampton. Or it might have even been at halftime. I can't remember. But he came off regardless in that game, and he hasn't been seen since, which I think is a little bit harsh. And I thought today would have been a good game to get his confidence back up. And or at least give him, the last 15, 20 minutes. And he turned to Harry Winks again. And regardless of your opinions on Harry Winks, I thought he did all right today. And that's obviously who he prefers. What are your thoughts on that situation?
I don't know. I think Ndombele hasn't been up to standard, though. Like, even towards the end of Mourinho, I don't think he was great in form. I feel like everyone can agree with that. And if a player's not in form, then other players deserve their spot. I think it would be interesting as well. I know there was a few reports coming out that, maybe the Tottenham team wasn't up to fitness, that it wasn't up to that level. Tangai's been incredible with fitness, but what happens if it's not at that level that Ryan Mason wants it to play his football? There was a lot of pressing involved today. There was a lot of high intensity stuff, and maybe Ndombele's fitness isn't at the level that Ryan Mason wants it to be. But I just feel like, I've given him his chance, and I feel he should have come on the cup final. He's a great player. He makes things happen. He would exactly what we needed, passing out from the back. But at the same time, he hasn't been in great form. And if you're not in great form, other players deserve a chance. So I'm very 50-50 split on him, but there's definitely something there. But it might just be people just overreacting, and it might just be as simple as the eye can see.
Yeah, no, I sort of agree, and I understand where you're coming from as well. Mason wants to sort of bring back that Poch-esque press, high intensity, sort of playing style, and maybe Ndombele doesn't fit into that. He's not every manager is going to love all the same players or every player. So, and it's only for a few more games. But let me ask you, just to finish off, we've got 4 games to go now. We've got Leeds, Wolves, Villa, and Leicester. 2 away, 2 home, top 4. What do we think? Are we gonna somehow pull this off, or are we gonna finish in a Europa League spot again, or even worse? Well, might be worse than that. But
I feel like the team selection today, bringing Gareth Bale back in, and the way the team played, probably shows that Ryan the concentration is on top 4, and that he was brought in for the top 4, and that to just a manager bounce or just something different. It'll be interesting because Chelsea's run of games is hard. They've got the Champions League semi-final coming up this week. I'm pretty sure they've got to play. Have they got to play Manchester City again?
Yeah, next week they go to the Etihad.
Yeah, Manchester City next week. I mean, they've got to play. Who have they got? They've got another top
Leicester
team as well. Leicester. Yeah, they've got Leicester. So their running is hard, and our running is sort of middle of the road. There's a couple of teams there. Leeds are sort of not fighting for things. It'll be interesting to see how Ryan Mason does, because obviously Jose Mourinho turned him over, and I think he's undefeated against Bielsa, isn't it? So it'll be interesting to see how Mason does against Bielsa, this amazing tactician. Wolves, I expect us to beat, sort of not fighting for places. And I think it'll come down to the last game of the season against Leicester. That'll be the one.
I hear what you're saying. I agree with you. Whether we get top 4 or not remains to be seen, and I don't think many Tottenham fans are even expecting us to get into the top 4. But what would be nice is if we could take it to the final day, where we go to Leicester with something to play for, and knowing that if we win and other teams drop points, it could get us into that top 4. That's what I think would be quite nice to end the season with.
We're there. We're only 5 points off Chelsea of a hard run in. Liverpool and West Ham are there and thereabouts. We're there, and we're in with a shout. And hopefully, for our sake, with the turbulent season that it's not been the best. It's been ups and downs, and mainly downs since December. We'll have something just to hold our hopes for coming into the last 5 games. I mean, there's going to be a lot of things off the field that are going to keep us interested, but it's the on the field stuff that we want the most.
I do think that if Chelsea do beat City next weekend, it is over. I do think that. So we do need City to do us a favour next weekend. But let's hope. Josh, thank you very much.
That's okay.
Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, come on, you Spurs.